I think the real exciting thing about a portable PlayStation system is that I'm going to get to show all 0 of my friends all 0 of the games the PS5 has. But while on the go, rumor has it Sony might be working on revitalizing its handheld line with a rumored PS5 to go model within the next couple of years. Now listen, I want to make myself abundantly clear early and now. This isn't a worthless product idea, and there will be a market demo that will legitimately use this product over their full-fledged PS5s all day long. Sony does hardware exceedingly well, so I have no doubt this thing won't be feature-packed, well-made, and with a gorgeous OLED display. This conceptual product will likely be everything everyone thought the Portal was, just at triple the price, a fraction the battery power, 100 times more locked down than your equivalent Steam Deck or ROG Ally, and with the added incentive of still paying service fees over service fees to operate and function fully. Look, let's just talk about the thing. According to an article from the folks over at Game Rant, Sony is working on its next generation of portable handheld, expected to release outside of the PS5 window of relevancy, according to rumors from various sources around the internet. Now, I'm not the sort of guy to believe any mouthpiece on the side of the road. However, it seems that Digital Foundry is throwing their hat into the rumor mill as well, and have seemingly confirmed that there very much is work being done within the mobile space from Sony. How this could ultimately manifest is anyone's guess, since it's just too early on within their product development cycle for us to know for sure. The only thing I feel comfortable speculating on is Sony's interest in creating a handheld console that is able to run PS5 games natively. The only thing Digital Foundry was seemingly able to confirm was Sony being in the early stages of prototyping a device that could go beyond the PlayStation Portal, offering full standalone gaming as opposed to just streaming. On the one hand, this move could signal Sony's interest in re-entering the portable gaming market in a serious way. The timing aligns with growing success from platforms such as the Nintendo Switch and Valve's Steam Deck, both of which have demonstrated strong consumer demand for high-quality gaming on the go. It also positions Sony to be able to compete with other potential entries within the space, including reports of similar projects from Microsoft. On the other hand, the PlayStation Portal, the original design documents of which this mysterious handheld is rumored to be based on, per the Game Rant article, referencing this Bloomberg article, which I'm only willing to consider because Digital Foundry confirmed it was a thing. That PlayStation Portal is a pseudo-handheld Sony sold late last year that effectively works as a hub for remote play from your PS5. And, as of last week, they just started letting you stream PlayStation Plus titles on. It couldn't run anything as a standalone device, though hackers were able to jailbreak it to do some rudimentary stuff. And it cost $200 MSRP. It wasn't very exciting, and was really only something the most diehard of diehard Sony fan would buy into. Again, let's be clear, this project is still in the concept stage, and there's no guarantee it'll come to fruition. That said, the idea of a portable device that plays PS5 games natively could reshape Sony's presence in the handheld space, providing a compelling option for gamers looking for power and flexibility in their portable systems, if you're into that. Okay, so why is any of this a problem? Well, if you fall under the umbrella of the same sort of person who would pick up a PS Portal or any other number of Sony products, then there's no catch here. This likely will be an ideal purchase and will serve to complement the rest of your Sony collection, if you're into that. For the rest of us, however, this just isn't that compelling within the broader scope of the gaming handheld market. Think about it. While I'm sure the handheld itself will feature a gorgeous display, HDR capabilities, DualSense tech built in, and all the usual trimmings and technological prowess Sony has been putting into their consoles and handhelds for years now, I just don't think it's enough. Don't get me wrong, Sony knows hardware. The DualSense controller alone might be the best gaming controller I've ever used that isn't a $300 custom controller that's been molded by the gods themselves. I was an early adopter of the PS Vita back when that first launched, and still consider it to be one of my all-time favorite video game machines, sitting tall next to the Sega Dreamcast and the Nintendo GameCube. Though that one gets a lot more love nowadays as opposed to when it was the latest and greatest offering from Nintendo. Even Sony's VR offerings with the PSVR 2 is incredibly ambitious and technologically impressive, considering its specs and price to performance ratio. Sony tends to make pretty good hardware. This isn't their problem. The problem is, it isn't 2015 anymore. Hell, it isn't 2020 anymore. A time period in which a PSP3 or Vita 2 would be the most ground-shaking, as it would both serve as a successor to the Nintendo Switch's tech concept, while being a trendsetter and early market entry point into ultra-premium handheld gaming devices, as the Steam Deck was. But unfortunately for Sony, we do live in a post-Steam Deck world. Every PC company and their mothers already live in this space. That's a lot of people. Every PC company and their mothers are already in this space, and doing things much more impressively than running PS5 games on the go. Like, don't get me wrong, running a PS5 game on the go is insane, but will it still be that way when the PS5 is out the door? We already know this thing isn't coming within the lifespan of the PS5. Assuming that the PS5 Pro marks the halfway point within the console's generational cycle, then I'd argue that in 4 years' time, the notion of running a PS5 game portably just won't be that impressive anymore. Hell, we've already seen moderately graphically scaled down version of PS5 games running on the Steam Deck 2 years ago. So this isn't exactly the most novel of novel concepts. This is Sony late to the party, leaning on possibly taking market share from their competitors due to brand recognition and market accessibility due to pre-established connections within market spheres that they occupy and have long-standing connections with. I don't think this machine is going to pull in new users. And unlike Nintendo, I don't think Sony has much of a first-party cult following the way they did in the early to mid-2010s. Nintendo has always survived despite its weaker hardware because they deliver exceptional software and intellectual properties that are firmly locked on their ecosystem of machines. You want Mario, Zelda, or Smash Brothers? You're buying a Switch. No other way around it. And now, don't say it in the comments. That way doesn't count and will seemingly get you blown out of the waters by Nintendo's battleships. Tell you what, you say it, and I'll pretend that I didn't read it. And totally agree with you. While I think Sony's first-party approach is better than it's ever been, exclusively in regard to allowing PC players to interact with their exclusive suite of games, I don't think they hold the same leverage over the gaming zeitgeist like they once did. Everybody who's on PlayStation is on it because the late PS3 and PS4 generations were just too damn strong. Too damn strong! In an era when Xbox wasn't able to stop spaghetti from overflowing out of their pockets. And those people stay because they're locked in. But nowadays, I don't know if rationale goes beyond ecosystem commitments from console gamers. That would be fine and all if PC handhelds didn't offer such extreme value in relation to the lockdown nature of the PS ecosystem. Here's what I'm getting at. When I was growing up, PC gaming was for dorks. And I mean, it still is. But it's decidedly less so. This shift in market perception of PC gaming means that very little stands in the way of a Valve or an Asus from creating a viable market product that caters to the broad general gaming audience and breaks through, so to speak, through the Xbox and PlayStation noise. If this were to happen, sure, Sony could profit on a handheld device, but it wouldn't be much like the PSP for them again. I think that ship has sailed and gone. This would be Sony catering to their die-hard or whale consumers with a product that would both be highly specific and ideal use case while also being noticeably more costly. Tariffs are on the way, meaning that in 3 to 4 years' time, this thing could be pretty goddamn expensive, unless something changes between then and now. I suspect this product's development is ideally timed, however, because Sony will have plenty of time to make projections and gauge gamers' spending habits in the coming years to determine if this product could viably function within the mass market. But for that, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Sony could pull it off, and frankly, I would like them to. But even then, even for the die-hard whales, considering what they've given us thus far and what we can expect them to charge us for it, will it be worth it? We're just gonna have to wait and see. That's all I got for you guys today. Consider subscribing if you'd like to keep up with more. And what do you think about this alleged PS5 portable? Could this work in direct competition with the Switches and Steam Decks of the world? Or will this end up like the PS Portal or PSVR 2? Cool tech at the wrong price in the wrong market. Let me know down in the comments below. I've been ArkyUS. This has been my 2 cents. I hope you're keeping alive. Peace.